The first few details regarding the next installment in WWE's video games have been announced. Only a few details were released yesterday at the Electronic Entertainment Expo, or E3, regarding WWE 2K16. Now, of course, E3 is the largest video game and entertainment conference that happens. It happens, of course, every year in Los Angeles, although I've heard that they are possibly taking it out of Los Angeles next year. Only a few scant details regarding WWE2K16 were made by 2K Games. Now, 2K Games said that 2K16 will feature the largest roster in WWE video game history. Now, before I have a quick look at the 6 superstars and divas who were announced to officially to appear in the game, obviously WWE2K15, which I honestly think is not a bad game. I think it's a really good game. I prefer sports simulation games to arcade games like WWE All Stars. I prefer, being able to actually wrestle the guys and use the moves, use them hold properly like a proper wrestling match. 2K15 and previous WWE video games have come under criticism from fans and critics alike for some of the roster. Now, obviously, we have multiple versions of people like Usos, Mark Henry, and Triple H involved in previous video games, which does take up space, and it has been unfortunate, especially with 2K15. They could have had them as alternative attires. I don't know how the technology works, so exactly how they would be able to do that, but certainly there's been a criticism of many people that there have been too many multiple characters of the same person. Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Triple H, and an Attitude Era Triple H, and multiple versions of Kane or the Usos or so forth. That has been certainly something that's been levied at 2K15. Now, obviously, with this news that it's going to be the largest roster in WWE video game history, I am hopeful that we will not get multiples of various people. And obviously that does raise a question regarding the Create a Wrestler spots. 2K15, I think it's 50 spots we have in total. It's not very, even now, I don't think is it 30 maybe spots in 2K15, whatever it is. It's a lot cut back from previous years. I've been a huge fan of wrestling. Obviously, I could fill in multiple spots. I could fill in 200 spots easily with people of various eras and organisations, and I know many people could do that. So I'm hoping that we will get a decent amount of Create a Wrestler spots as well. Because the good thing is, and I've said it over the years regarding WWE video games, that to be honest, they don't really need to do that. I know it's that 2K Games and Ukes make and develop the video game, but it's a WWE product, so WWE can basically say what they want and what they don't want in the video game. And of course, I've said one of the things I've said over the years, over the past several years, especially here on YouTube. They don't need to they don't need to include Create a Wrestler. Obviously, many fans, and I feel the same, that it is an important part of the video game. But WWE could actually pull it, and I'm not saying that they are, or they're planning to, or there's even rumours or speculation that they are. But they could just fill the game with their own WWE superstars and divas, and not allow the Create a Wrestler area where fans could make other wrestlers from other organisations. So, to have, let's say, AJ Styles, or the Young Bucks, or even Mitsuharu Misawa, Kenta Kobashi, the Great Muta, any other wrestler from any other organisation, Ring of Honor, TNA, ECW guys, whatever. It's a really good thing that they actually do it, that they actually put that in. And I think, to be honest, I think we're at the stage in video games where they really have to do it. they have to include it because it will make a lot of fans unhappy. But they have included it since Warzone in around 1998. They've included Creator Wrestler. I think Warzone may have been the first WWE video game to include Creator Wrestler. So hopefully we will get a decent amount of slots in the video game to create other stars. So it's, it's dream match, fantasy matches. So hopefully we will be able to a good amount of WWE superstars. Now, I've seen a few other pictures that claim to be shots from the games or the preview things that are at E3. Some, a couple of people claim bits of ECW and NXT and WWE Legends. I cannot confirm. Obviously, I don't have the knowledge to confirm that anything else about what types of roster will begin, whether it will be just current WWE superstars and NXT guys, or they'll have any legends in the game, anybody from any other era. I prefer only to talk about that kind of stuff when it's actually confirmed, because every single year we get so many people online. They create something through Photoshop or some computer program thing. They claim that it's completely official, that they've gained access to a source and whatever. But like last year, some people claimed that they had seen the agreement, that Bill Goldberg was in WWE2K16, where in fact Bill Goldberg took to Twitter to confirm that he was not in fact any part of the game whatsoever. As we saw, he was not included in the game in any shape or manner. The confirmed 6 superstars and divas in the game are Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan, Dean Ambrose, Bad News Barrett, Paige, and in news that will make many fans happy around the world, Finn Balor has also been confirmed as being a part of the game. And of course these 6 are of course all confirmed by 2K Games themselves. I have to say that will make a lot of people happy that Finn Balor is confirmed for the WWE video game. Such a huge star internationally, of course, making his name in Japan for New Japan Pro Wrestling, wrestling regularly over here in Scotland and across the UK, and across Europe as well. Making a huge name for himself before WWE signed him. Absolutely tremendous news that he is being involved in this game. I know that he is one that many people wanted to be included in the game last year. The timing wasn't right, but because of this, the timing of him joining WWE meant that there wasn't any time, of course, to create him. I'm sure that including these kinds of names, like I said, I've seen screenshots that other people claim that Sasha Banks and Kevin Owens and that are also confirmed for a game, but that has not been confirmed completely yet. I think that's great to see Finn Balor involved in the game, and of course, judging by the superstar pictures that we have seen released by 2K Games and featured on WWE.com, obviously Finn Balor will be included. I don't know how this will work. There may be a couple of attires for Finn Balor, maybe simply Finn Balor plain, just in his wrestling gear, but certainly from the picture that we have seen, he will be included somehow as the Demon Finn Balor. All the body paint, the extraordinary paint that he has over the last several years that he's worked on, and of course we see on the NXT Takeover specials he is going to be having the paint on it, which is obviously an obvious thing to do for the video game. So there's not very many details confirmed regarding WWE2K16. They say that the identities of other superstars and divas participating in the game will become known in the weeks ahead of the highly anticipated video game's release this fall on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, as well as PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 included as well. They have confirmed, we knew it was going to be released in October. They have confirmed that WWE2K16 will arrive in stores on October 27th in North America, and then October 30th internationally. So not really that long. We're already, in the middle of June, so it's not really a huge amount of time that we have to wait. Only really talking July, August, September. It's 4 months, but hopefully it'll go quick. Obviously, no confirmation yet of any downloadable content available after the game's release. No timetable for any other announcements. I do hope, because last year I felt we were very much starved of announcements and confirmations regarding the game. Hopefully we will get a regular schedule of news and information regarding the game. I in fact enjoyed, I think it was 2K14, where we had regular video sessions by the developers, including, I think his name's Brian Williams, who was in charge. I think he's possibly left now. I believe he has left. But generally the African American gentleman that was the boss of the makers of the game. He was the lead of the game's developers and creators, and when it comes to actually physically making the game. I enjoyed very much the regular video sessions where we got to see a few of the game modes. Again, lots of rumours, lots of speculation regarding what game modes, what inclusions will be in the game. All of that, of course, as yet unconfirmed. But hopefully we'll get regular news, and I'm guessing, it's unconfirmed, but I'm guessing we may also again see a SummerSlam roster reveal. Obviously WWE had to shift SummerSlam this year due to the original venue being closed down, but I'm very much hoping that we will get to see a roster reveal properly, and hopefully an entire roster reveal. Last year we only got part of the roster. Like I said, very unhappy. I was very unhappy last year with the way the information came out regarding the game. We knew very scant details about the game even before the game's release, which was very much criticised, and I was very unhappy with. But I have to say again, before I go, I enjoy 2K15. I think it's a good game. I don't think it's as bad as some people say. Some people like the game, some people obviously would not like the games. You can't please everybody. But I'm hoping that 2K16 will be a slight step up from 2K15. I hope this new game will have a lot of great superstars, not overly too many of the same people and as multiple identities or multiple personas in the game, and I do hope that come October 27th and October 30th internationally, that when fans get their hands on WWE 2K16, we are very happy with the video game. Obviously, any more details, any more information regarding the game, I will say here on YouTube. I also do a podcast on Podomatic.com and on iTunes, Neil Malone's Wrestling and Life podcast. You can find it. I try to do it every week. I've only done a few there's only a few episodes up because of the website I use. You can only really have a few episodes up at a time, because I'm not willing to pay all that money to go on the pro plan. But certainly, any more news, any more information that is confirmed for the game, I will of course try and keep people up to date on that information.